YouTube, Spotify, you have been hit with the Seoul Dojo podcast. My name is Curtis. I am the main content creator here on the Seoul Dojo, and also you may know me from Sports Gamers Online, of course. I am the senior editor over there on Sports Gamers Online. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I always have to do my own sound check, of course. There's no way to do it through the streaming service that I'm doing it, of course, but yeah. Perfect. Man, happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday to everybody, man. What is going on? Look, there is so much to talk about today. It is just me. Usually on my TSD podcast, it's not always just me. I like to have Brandon here, have my brother Cam on before, thinking about bringing some other people by, but it's just me today. All the opinions, everybody, all the opinions, everything that I'm going to be talking about, boom, all coming from me. Man, yeah, there's so much to talk about, especially with the Seoul Dojo podcast. I like to kind of sit back. We do talk about video games. We do get into all the politics of video games. We do get into all the opinions of, video games. But I like to sit back and kind of talk about life sometimes, kind of revert it back to video games. How's everybody doing? I mean, there is some crazy stuff going on in the world. There's just so many rapid opinions because of how social media is. We can throw our opinion out so quick. Of course, I'm here on a platform on YouTube and also Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, where I could just sit here and talk and say all type of stuff that I believe in. And a lot of people could just comment, say whatever they want to say, hide behind certain profile pics, and what can you really do about it? And then also, like, there's just people on there that do short form content and they say whatever they want to say and be as aggressive as they want. And it is just Jarrett's in the building. He says, take the Dodger hat off and put on a Braves one. Absolutely not. Absolutely never will I ever, unless I lost a bet, would ever wear a Braves hat. I actually think the Braves hat is a nice hat, but it would never happen, ever. But it's nice seeing you, man. It's nice seeing you here. I want to talk a little bit about, before we get into just in the news and everything like that, I do want to talk a little bit about just some stuff that I've seen online today. Some video game opinion. I remember, like, I was like the first person to be like, look, the PlayStation 4 is one of the best consoles. It's probably the second best console in the PlayStation lineup. It really is. It truly is. And I remember I got a lot of stick for that from a lot of my friends. And they, I love when people try to be like, oh, you never did this, or you never played that, or you never had that. Look, my brother had a PlayStation 3. I played God of War Ascension on the PlayStation 3. And I didn't really like that game, by the way. It wasn't like the best God of War game. And it had like repetitive enemies. It felt super repetitive. I don't know. Coming from God of War 3 on the PlayStation 3, which I thought, to me, should have won Game of the Year, but it was an absolute staple in the franchise. It was such an amazing game. And the lead up to that game, God of War 3 was like the best. It was the developers perfecting the God of War experience and the God of War formula and making it big, colossal. And I just always wanted that back. And I feel like some of the newer games do replicate that. They are a little bit more pull on your heartstrings or whatever, but God of War 3 is amazing. It's an amazing game. But PlayStation 4 was such an amazing console generation. And I feel bad for people that just didn't appreciate it for the time that they had it. The games that came out for PlayStation 4, first of all, were really good. You had Bloodborne, right? You had Bloodborne, you had the Last of Us Part 2, you had Horizon Zero Dawn, you had games like Detroit Become Human, like these variety, so much variety in the exclusivity for PlayStation at that time. And also it was a really well balanced system. If you look at some of the really successful systems, like I feel like the next successful system I like to talk about is like Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is amazing. It is an amazing console. Sure, PlayStation 3 might have somewhat, you could kind of debate if they had better exclusives, but Xbox 360 had the online capability, it had good exclusives, and it was a well-balanced system in terms of power and everything like that. Finally, a Detroit Become Human shout. Love that game. That game was so good, especially the first two stories that game told. But of course, Jared, you said finally a Detroit Become Human shout. Look, this is the Soul Dojo podcast. This is not the press pass, so I'm going to be able to talk about everything. I'm talking about everything, all things gaming. I love the game. I love Detroit Become Human. It is a for the time, and I think it was very an interesting game because it allowed you to really uh make choices, and those choices really did affect the story, and it did beg for multiple playthroughs in that sense. But it was a really good game, and it was different from all the other exclusives that were out for PlayStation 4 at that time. Just so many really good games for PlayStation. I think was it what's the Ninja Theory game? Hellblade originally came out for PlayStation 4, and I'm a big Hellblade advocate. Like for the first one, the second one was a little bit. To me, the second one was like chocolate cake. It's like you have a little piece of it, but it's like, am I gonna eat this whole chocolate cake of the same thing? Too much consistency. It was too much Hellblade. The second one, I mean, the first one though was it blew my mind. I didn't know games could tell such a story, fool you the way they did. Such a great, amazing title. Really amazing title. But yeah, PlayStation 4 to me it's the second best uh console in the PlayStation lineup. Again, if you just played 2K, Madden, FIFA, whatever, and that's all you did on PlayStation 4, and you just stayed to the third parties, played your Red Dead Redemption or whatever, played your GTA, and you missed it, man, you missed a great console. Like you really did. You really did, man. It's man, it was so good. I had somebody on while I'm looking at Bloodborne was extremely difficult. That is right. Bloodborne was really difficult. But I'm one of those people that when I play Dark Souls games or Soulsborne games and I'm not good at them, I just blame myself. Like I think I'm just bad at them. Like I'm the person that got stuck 3 times in the same place on Elden Ring. The same place, and it's not even a hard place. Like it's a bridge that you have to pass early in the game, and I cannot pass it. I've tried to do it. People say just run, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna run past this damn bridge. I'm going to destroy everybody on this bridge. And I never got past it, but I love the game. I think it's amazing, especially for the time that I had for it, especially all 3 times that I played it. It's such a good game. Yeah, another shout out, PlayStation, Spider-Man, PlayStation 4, one of my favorite games ever. And we're gonna talk a little bit about Wolverine and what I think about Wolverine. Probably unpopular opinion, but it's my top 3 games ever. I don't think that shouldn't be unpopular because it's a great game. And Insomniac told a bit of a different story, and the mechanics were great. The swinging mechanics were more of like Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2, and it was really good. I felt like it was a little bit what I don't like about these Spider-Man games, and I feel like Wolverine might have it, I'm not sure, but they do get a little bit repetitive in a lot of sense, with some of the collecting and all that stuff. Like you get a little you go through like the story isn't long. All the side work just kind of feels like busy work, but like the main story in the first one and in the second one are so freaking fun. Um, yeah, there was somebody online saying like Xbox basically the reason like Xbox, the reason why Xbox is going downhill is not about exclusive. It has nothing to do with exclusives. And if you feel that way, you're basically stupid. Like whatever. Like he was coming very aggressive about his opinion. And I'm not going to give out the creator's name. You know, I don't like to do that, but like here's the thing about Xbox and exclusives and where the situation where Xbox is at right now. Exclusives play a part in it. We're going to talk a lot about Xbox, but like it plays a part. It really does. But yeah, it's gone downhill for multiple reasons, but exclusives is definitely one of them. They didn't focus on exclusives. Xbox's problems go far back. They go all the way back to what, 2014 E3, where Don Matrick was up there and saying, hey, if you don't want your Xbox online all the time, then you could just play Xbox 360. Like that was the downfall, and they still haven't recovered from that. And it was the fact they focused so heavily on cable and Netflix and watching stuff. Then they weren't giving us the good exclusives, and it forced them to kind of buy multiple developers, then splurge a bunch of money on Activision Blizzard. And look where they're at now. Now they have to give off and basically sell off their IPs, their major IPs. That's why we're having Halo, like a Halo remake coming to PlayStation 5. Forza 5, Horizon 5 was on PlayStation 5. Forza 6 is going to be on PlayStation 5. Fable is coming to PlayStation 5. Gears, the remake, went to PlayStation 5, or was it a remaster? We're losing the essence of Xbox here. We are. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, but exclusives definitely played a part. And if you feel like they didn't, I don't know what you're missing here. Like, I want to know what and this guy didn't even explain it. It's like, I want to know why you think exclusives don't matter. And like, of course he was like, well, Halo ain't even that good anymore. And It's like, okay, look, like Halo games are Halo games. Like Halo 5 wasn't that great. Halo Infinite's a good game. PS3 sold 87 million and Xbox 360 sold 84. That's how close it was at the time. Yes. And I meant to say that, Jared. Thank you. PlayStation 3 sold really well. The hardware just couldn't handle third party games really well, where Xbox could. I'm glad you brought that up because you're kind of turning my brain here. As we'll start talking about a little bit about Xbox here, I owe Xbox a lot because I was a big Xbox fan during that time. I loved my Xbox 360, but that's when I really started experimenting and playing different games as a gamer. I started playing Mass Effect. I started playing Dragon Age. I started playing Skyrim. I played Final Fantasy 13. Wasn't a great game. I'm not saying it was, but like I was playing the RPGs. I was playing out of what I was usually playing. And I was really exploring myself as a teenager, not in that way, but I was really exploring like my video game taste. I knew I liked Kingdom Hearts when I was younger, but I never like really dabbled into Final Fantasy until I played Final Fantasy 13. I was like, all right, let me play the other ones and see how it goes. And Xbox was all part of that for me. Of course, Halo, absolutely amazing. Halo 3, absolutely amazing title. It was great to play online with that game. You know, when people say, hey, you know, remember those online lobbies? They're not talking about PlayStation 3. They're talking about on Xbox. The Call of Duty lobbies, that's what they're talking about. But yeah, it was very close. I think 360 won that console war because of the online capability, of course, the attraction to Xbox, the overall attraction to Xbox. Xbox was doing some different stuff, especially you can get on Facebook on there. And they did it kind of differently. They had the exclusives. I feel like they had really good third-party support. And what I mean by that, not mean third party was making games for Xbox, but like the games on there worked really well. They ran really well. I remember playing Far Cry 3, one of my favorite games of all time. Far Cry 3 is I remember playing that on Xbox 360, and it holds like a really big place in my heart. But yeah, the next thing I do want to talk about is I was listening to Black Hokage, like kind of checking out some of his videos, and I kind of liked what he said when he said that people are starting to, coincidence or not, Xbox Game Pass was the final blow. It's funny, really. All they did was focus on that, and you know what? It it hurts. And I was thinking about this today, Jared. I'm so happy you're in the comments, dude. Yeah, if you're here, man, get your comments in, just like Jared here. I was thinking about this today. Game Pass is so user friendly, consumer friendly, to the point that it destroyed Xbox from the inside. And how many times do they say, we are losing so much money on this? We are losing so much money on this. But you know what it was with Game Pass? Game Pass is not a bad idea at all. The problem with Game Pass was your exclusives were going day one to that. Starfield went to that day one. It was cool that like third-party games were getting thrown on there, like I can't really think of them right now, but like games that wasn't Ninja Gaiden, games that weren't exclusive to Xbox were getting put on there day one. Um, they shouldn't do the exclusive thing or wait a year and see how the game performs in a year. And it's like, okay, it hit its sales mark. We'll put it on Game Pass. Because when you look at Starfield, if you look at the activity, if you look at the people that did buy it, it sold well. And it also, like, there was loads of activity on Xbox when Starfield came out because there was such hype for it. Whether you like your game or not, I think it's okay. It's not anything to really like write home about. But yeah, Game Pass was the big time, the final blow. Big time, big time. I definitely agree with that. Black Okage was, yeah, Halo on day one is insane, but wouldn't it? But really, was it? Like, was it the multiplayer first that was on there? A Halo would make sense to be on Game Pass, but still, like, it's one of your biggest. I get what you're saying. It's one of your biggest properties, so it should have, like, it should have not been day one on Game Pass. It should have not been on Day Pass. It's like Sony putting Wolverine on PlayStation Plus. It would never happen. It would never, because they know so many people are going to buy that. I can't wait to talk about Wolverine, by the way. We're about to here in a second. Black Okage did talk about, he had something interesting to say. He said people are calling like Expedition 33 journalist games. And that's the shit I'm talking about. Why are we calling a good game a journalist game just because it won Game of the Year? Like, we got to get over this Game of the Year stuff. Just because your game that you wanted to win didn't win Game of the Year doesn't mean it's like, I don't know. Doesn't mean it's this hipster thing. Doesn't mean it's this journalist thing. It's just weird. Like, it's so weird. And he said in like the video I was watching, he's like, I feel like I have a blind spot because I didn't see Balatro out there, which is an independent card game. And apparently it's that good. And I think the same way. Like, there's been, I think, was it this year? There was a lot of games I haven't played in the Game of the Year lineup, but I'm like, they must be good if they're nominated. I never played Metaphor Reventasio. I love Persona, so I think I would like it, but I also know what kind of gamer I am. You got to know what kind of gamer you are. I don't like everything. I don't. I'm not sure if I would like Balatro. I don't know if I would like an actual card game. I'm not sure. It might feel like Ultimate Team to me. I don't know. Indie games, it has to be a specific type of indie game. I do love indie games to a very strong extent, but I know what I like, and you got to know what you like. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that give that game one because the journalist. It's a journalist game. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, whoa, I got to try it, or maybe, hey, it's just not for me. But if I'm glad it won Game of the Year, probably deserved it. It probably deserved it. No game is coming out in October and November this year. COD is gonna be moving up to Grand Theft Auto is. Unless you're telling me you don't believe Grand Theft Auto is coming out. COD is gonna move up 2 months, 2 months as well at this point. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto will definitely be out November, right? It's November. I believe it's November. I'm pretty sure it's November. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about Wolverine. Wolverine and Insomniac said, boom, here's the release date. Bang. September 15th, you can play Wolverine, Marvel's Wolverine. It's been a long time since I played a Wolverine game. Well, my favorite Wolverine game is Wolverine's Revenge, which is weird because I think it's one of the worst. It looks great. I mean, I'm saying everyone is moving, yeah, to avoid the Grand Theft Auto, and I still think Wolverine is ready to go. I'm glad Insomniac came out and just didn't dilly dally and just said, "Yo, this is when it's coming out." I'm gonna say something maybe a little bit controversial, and my thinking behind it. Just give me a second. Okay, let me take a little swig of water before I say this. Okay, remember that I said this on the Soul Dojo podcast. Remember I said this. Wolverine, Marvel's Wolverine, PlayStation exclusive. It's going to get nominated for Game of the Year, and it's going to win. It's going to beat Grand Theft Auto 6. I have this weird feeling it is because remember Red Dead Redemption 2 and remember God of War. Red Dead Redemption 2 was absolutely amazing, and so was God of War. Red Dead Redemption 2 had an open world, had all this stuff with it, great storytelling, amazing, top tier character development, and amazing. God of War was really good too. It had an amazing narrative. It was awesome. God of War ended up winning Game of the Year when I still to this day think Red Dead Redemption was the better game. I think GTA is going to be the better game. GTA 6 is going to be a better game than Marvel's Wolverine, but I still think Marvel's Wolverine is going to win Game of the Year. I just feel like the Game Awards, the people they pick, they just like the narratives. They like the strong narratives, they like the single player games. I don't know. But you heard it first. So when it wins, come back, like the video, subscribe to the Soul Dojo if you heard it first here. Marvel's Wolverine is going to beat Grand Theft Auto 6 for the Game of the Year, for Game of the Year. I will say it again. Marvel's Wolverine is going to beat Grand Theft Auto 6 for Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2026. I'm blaming journalism. And I guess it's me. I do think it's going to be a great game, by the way. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great game. Yeah, I think it's gonna be amazing. It looks amazing. It looks super gory too, like from the trailer we saw. I hope we see more of it soon. You're playing an older Wolverine. I have Old Man Logan comics somewhere around here. Which I like the comics, the Old Man Logan comics. Those are cool. Just telling like a different story of Hugh Jackman of Wolverine. Let's jump into our news segment. Hopefully, it's a state of play for Wolverine. Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, give us the lowdown on it. That'd be sweet. Phil Spencer retires, and Asha Sharma has replaced him. We'll talk a little bit about the state of Xbox and everything. I just want to get the news out. This happened like I think yesterday or a couple days ago. Phil Spencer's gone. I hope you guys saw my video where he I actually ran into him at the Game Awards like a long time ago. I didn't get him in the video, but like you can see my face. I'm like, whoa, Phil Spencer, what's going on? I mean, there was good here and there was a lot of bad under Phil Spencer. Right now there's a lot of things being said about I can't think of Sarah Bond. There's a lot of things. I feel like people are kind of putting a hit piece out on her. The Verge came out with an article saying a lot of stuff, saying that she wanted things her way. It's her way or the highway. She wanted this, everything's an Xbox everywhere kind of marketing deal. But look, Phil Spencer had to sign off on all that. Like this one person didn't make all these decisions by herself. Like this is probably a $1 trillion company, $1 billion company. And there's literally no good news ever for Xbox, like ever. Dude, it seems like good news for Xbox is coming everywhere. It's too far between. Like it's never good news. it was like we had the developer direct. I felt like that was good news because Fable, but then it's like, oh, PlayStation 5 is getting all these games too. Yeah, it's nuts. It is nuts. Yeah, so Phil Spencer's gone. Asha, she's moving into the CEO role. I feel like she's saying all the right things. And I think when you're day 3 in, you can only say the right things. You haven't done anything yet. You haven't had a chance to change things yet. I think she's saying all the right stuff on her X account. She's trying to get to know people. She wants to know what we think about Xbox, what we want to see from Xbox, and she's commenting back like, I hear this. I don't really care too much if she's not a gamer or not. I don't know if anybody feels that the same. I feel like she is a specialist in her role, which is the AI role, whatever. But I don't know. I think if she understands what we want and she brings her expertise in the role, I feel like she could do a good job. On the flip side of the Sarah Bond stuff, if you look at kind of what's being said now, is like they're going to sunset Xbox, which means she's just going to kind of drive it until the wheels fall off, which is scary to hear with Xbox. It's terrifying. Like you're saying Xbox is about to be in Sega's position. Or like that's terrifying to hear. Like there won't be an Xbox console. There won't be any competition for PlayStation. And we've seen what happens with PlayStation when they don't have competition. They sell a console for $700 called the PlayStation 5 Pro. When Xbox came out and said, look, we're not doing a mid console upgrade, what did PlayStation do? They said, hey, we're going to show games that were on the PlayStation 4 to try to show off our PlayStation 5 Pro. Also, it's $700. They're going to do it because who's going to stop them? And what competition is going to stop them? They're not in competition with Nintendo. Nintendo's screwing us the other way. Nintendo's doing whatever the hell they want to do. $80 for Mario Kart. $80 for Mario Kart World. You have the audacity to play Mario Kart World? $80, dude. So, here's a good question. Is $20 too much for the game we're about to get here soon for Fire Red and Leaf Green? $20 for games that are mega old, super old. I am excited. I'm probably going to buy it because I'm stupid. I'm stupid when it comes to Nintendo. I complain about it and then I do it and then I buy their stuff. I love Nintendo, but I am really blind with them. And it's a toxic relationship between me and Nintendo. It really is toxic. If they told me, look, new Zelda game, $90, my dumbass is going to buy it. So $20, $16. I think it's like if you pre-order, it might be $16. $20 for a game that's I don't even know how old at this point. So old, ancient. But I love Pokemon. I love those, the Kanto region. I'm here for it. They like to nostalgia bait us, man. That's all it is. So yeah, that's what happens. I'll talk more about that. Let's go into WWE 2K26. I gotta say, y'all, WWE 2K26 is shaping up to look like it could be possibly a good game. Some of the things that they brought to My Rise, some of the things they brought to the island do look really cool. I know there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't like about it. Don't like the ringside pass stuff. Coming from a sports gamer that buys like 7 games a year, we're all idiots. Oh yeah, sports gamers, we're the worst. Oh man, we are the worst. We're terrible. And that's kind of why they do. I mean, we kind of shaped this industry at this point. It's our fault. We kind of shaped this industry. We paid for all the VC. We kept buying the games nonstop. We indulged in Football Ultimate Team. We indulged in Madden's Ultimate Team. And now they feel like that they can just do it. They felt like that, hey, you're going to buy it. So, yeah, you're going to buy it. You're going to play it. You're going to put more money into it. So we kind of did it to ourselves. And that's the part that sucks. What do I want to talk about first? The island. So the island got its ringside report. In the island, I was able to talk to somebody from 2K. The My Tag feature, and you guys might have seen this on my X account. You can follow me at Kurt from the Dojo. From the X account, I said that it won't be the my tag feature will not be compatible with crossplay, which I thought was like kind of weird, but I don't think there's necessarily a strong crossplay compatibility on the island right now. It's not fully crossplay. I want to say cosplay so bad. It's not fully crossplay yet. And I feel like those might come down. That might come down the road. But yeah, there's a thing called My Tag in it, and you can actually play with your friends, which is great. That's a big win in itself. The part that sucks, you can't like PlayStation won't be able to play with Xbox with that. They talked about towers, which is like you're basically gonna be, you know, going, and this is kind of similar to the gauntlet, I think, in showcase mode for CM Punk, but you're going to be able to unlock rewards, go through multiple matches. I feel like this will be a good way to kind of unlock the things that are in the ring pass. It sucks we have to talk about it like that because the ring pass is stupid. But yeah, that would be an easier way to do the ring pass. WWE looks good this year, but usually I play like 20 to 30 hours and then start to get bored with WWE games. I understand that. Somehow don't get bored with college football or NBA, which yeah. I mean, which is your most two play games. Look, I don't know what it is with WWE. I understand the get bored with it part because universe mode is just really repetitive. Like if you play that, if you don't have friends to play with in like ranked matches or anything, I can see it getting a little boring. 20 to 30 hours of a sports game isn't a lot. It really isn't, because with sports games, because they're so repetitive, they get that hit of dopamine. They can keep going and keep going. I'm about at the 50 mark with WWE 2K25, and that's because of universe mode. Most of it might be creating stuff, but I am excited for it. What else in the island? Players will be able to choose between three factions: the Order of Tradition, which is led by Cody Rhodes; the Order of Anarchy, which is led by CM Punk; and then you have the Order of Shadows, which is led by Rhea Ripley. So we have different factions. They're probably going to have their own storylines. Hopefully those are good. That's kind of cool. I like that. What else is in there? Let me take a look at my notes, because I know there's something else I'm missing when it comes to... Of course, Roman Reigns is gone. He is not the tribal chief anymore of the island. My tag. Okay. The scrapyard is a new like playable thing. It's apparently in the middle of the island. The island's going to be like almost 2 times bigger. Better customization. I think you're able to take a picture and put it on your player now, with just like an NBA 2K, which is great. Larger map, all that. Yeah, the scrapyard looks fun. Like this looks fun. Like this looks like, especially if you have a friend on PlayStation or Xbox that you can play with, you guys can jump into the ranked matches in the island. It's better. Look, we got to kind of start getting used to the island and just hope that they upgrade it and update it with some cool stuff, because it's the future of the mode, or it's the future of the game. It is. It's the future of the game. Paul Heyman's already said it. The Oracle's already said it. It is what it is with the island. It's part of WWE now. WWE 2K. It's so part of it now. I pre-ordered the standard edition. I ain't paying 150, 130 for a game I put 20 and 30 hours into. I understand completely. I don't it and I think I meant to say this before, a while back ago maybe. I am in a very privileged position that I don't pay for most of my games now. Maybe about 40-ish%, maybe going up to 50. I don't pay for my games because I get review copies or I get games for free. Like I'm very lucky. For you guys that are still paying for game, I say it like whatever. But for you guys that pay for games, you work hard, you make your money, you go play a game you don't like, or you pay $70 for a game you only play like 20, 30 hours of. I feel for you guys, because it's like it's not... you can kind of weigh it out that you're not really getting your full value, but like the prices of video games keep going up, and it's not right. Like some games just don't need to be $70. Like they can't warrant the experience. You look at games like Outer Worlds 2, you look at games like Avowed. We just had a game Mario Tennis. Like Mario Tennis FIFA is not a $70 game. It's not. It's a $40 game. I don't know where. I mean, we know where Nintendo gets off. Like where they think it's like, oh, you have the audacity to play Mario on a tennis court? Yeah, dude, $70. Mario Kart World is 80. Uh it's tough. I can see how it's tough, and I can see why people are like, hey, I got my 2 games. That's it. And then I'll get GTA or something. Um, yeah, it sucks. One thing I was really impressed with was My Rise. I don't know if you guys seen the My Rise trailer. You play as the archetype that comes back after a horrible injury or a horrible incident, and then you can either choose to be like face or heel, and then like it unfolds like crazy. It is really dope. It's a good trailer. It looks like the more interesting stories of My Rise, and I kind of like it a lot. I like the fact that you can do interviews too. But here's my thing, because we're going to talk about universe mode a little bit. And Jared's in there again. GTA 6 is the only game I think you could legit argue should be over $70. We are hearing those reports that it could be 90, but I still think it'll be $70. It depends on what it comes with. If it comes with like Los Santos, like on GTA Online, it comes with Grand Theft Auto 6 base game. It has the story as GTA Online. GTA Online comes with like a new rendition of Los Santos, and it comes with this brand new GTA Online in Vice City. I mean, maybe you could justify it, but I would like to keep games at $70. I mean, that's just me. Um, where was I at with My Rise? Yeah, they have, you can like conduct interviews in My Rise now, and I'm like, where is all this stuff in universe mode? Universe mode got nothing but like quality of life updates. The draft is coming. Um, it has like this new creation wizard thing that you can kind of create and customize your whole experience before you jump in, and made it a lot more streamlined and a lot easier. That's great, but like I would like press conferences. That'd be cool. Like it's like you can build the skeleton and the outline of your stories in universe mode really well with rivalries and shows and stuff like that. But then it doesn't get more nuanced. It doesn't get more tailored to what exactly you want. And it's like if you're putting press conferences in My Rise, sure, like why can't you have them in universe mode where you're like, where you can say certain things and maybe you can storm out of it, or maybe you can push your rivalries forward. It's like, dude, I had the same problem with this with like the journey in FIFA 16, and then my player career in FIFA 16. If you're able to put all this stuff into a journey mode, the journey, which is a story player career mode, you should be able to put in my player career in FIFA. Like, it's like, dude, you had the idea, put it in there. It doesn't make any sense. So, universe mode, last thing we'll talk about with WWE, draft is coming, creation wizard. What else is coming? New promos. Okay, cool. Like you can kind of choose. Like the promos will make more sense. They actually come out with the belts now. It's like quality of life stuff. I love universe mode. I'm going to play loads of it this year too. I just wish it got just a little bit more. Please, 2K, please, just a little bit more. Because people love this mode, man. People love this mode. So EA Sports, we know this. EA Sports has retracted its proposal for the college basketball license because they wanted exclusivity. NBA 2K season 5, we know now, will feature 16 colleges. This happened like last week. I did a opinion piece on Sports Gamers Online where I talked a bit about why EA retracted it. EA seems like they're struggling to get a basketball game out, and why they're struggling to get a basketball game out. I'm basically saying 2K is just a powerhouse, and it's hard to really compete with them. And 2K don't want to spend the money to just barely compete. Where are we at? Oh, we're at 39 minutes. I'll start talking about that for a second, and then we'll get into the future of Xbox. I get what everybody's been saying. You know, I I I conjured up loads of conversation around this in our X profile, in my own account, on just about my opinion piece. Look, it's not PR for 2K. Like, it's not. We are staring in the face of just how good 2K is. We really are. Whether you like it or not, 2K is this good. They are this good. They made it is literally a life simulator at this point with a basketball game attached to it. It is a basketball RPG. It's the ultimate basketball RPG. People spend loads and loads and loads of money on it, and it is super profitable, super marketable, super popular. Right? At this point, NBA Live is so far behind. They would have need to keep going from NBA Live 19 all the way to now. Probably now this year they would be somewhat getting close, but they retracted it because they know they weren't going to be able to get the exclusivity rights, so they can make a basketball game, and then they can kind of use that to propel themselves forward. They didn't get it, so they're like, hey, we're kind of out of it. Could they still make one? Maybe. Assuming it will be called NCAA Basketball 2K28, because you got to love NCAA licensing. If that's what 2K is going to do, are they going to make a whole game, or are they just going to implement it into NBA 2K? That's the scary part. And that's where people want the competition. Another thing that I wanted to say is something I tweeted out earlier. It's like, it's funny how people want competition when it comes to basketball games, when it comes to NBA 2K and EA Sports. But we're sitting here complaining about nobody wants exclusivity. Hello, that creates competition within the consoles. It creates competition. So, like, you want it, you want it both ways. It's not going to happen. Exclusivity is great to me, in my opinion. It's good for the industry because it gives your product and your console an identity. Right? It does. It gives it an identity. It gives people a reason to indulge and spend money in and be invested in your ecosystem that you are building. And that's one of the reasons why Xbox is having issues. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what goes on with the licensing issue. I like I said, EA Sports is behind when it comes to basketball games, and that sucks. Like, that sucks. And that's kind of what I don't know why people were thinking I was just, you know, twerking for 2K. I was just going nuts about NBA 2K. Like, no, it's like, we know, like, come on now. Like, we know how good this game is and how good of a franchise NBA 2K is. Yeah, of course. It has its issues. It has loads of issues. Like predatory microtransaction issues. Like, it is a pay to win model. And people subscribe to it. Like, literally, people subscribe to it. People spend loads, hundreds of dollars to get their due to whatever overall to play in the park and be toxic. That's the whole 2K, NBA 2K community. That's exactly how they are. We know how it is. Like, I don't know why people were acting like what I was saying was just PR for 2K. It's like, we know what it is. We know how marketable it is. We know freaking Damian Lillard was in a story of it, and he wasn't even playing basketball. He was making beats. You can make beats in this damn game. Like, dude, oh my God. GTA does it with shark cards as well. The whole industry does it. It is, but with shark cards, does it somehow go into you're making your player better though? That's the thing with shark cards, because I think with shark cards you can just buy things. You can buy like a yacht. You can buy cars and stuff like that. I mean, does that kind of, I guess that makes your character better? You're stunting. But yeah, GTA does, yeah. The shark cards, I don't like the shark card stuff either. I've always said my ideology with microtransactions is this. Good game first. then I'll spend $10 to $5 on cosmetic stuff if that's what I want. Like, perfect example, Persona 5, I love it. It's one of my favorite games I've ever played in my life. Love the game. They dropped like a $3 like DLC pack where they change outfits and stuff like that for your characters. Cool. Not like $4. Here you go. Yeah, giving it back to the developers, cool. I feel like that's what, to me, in a perfect world, that's what microtransactions should be used for. But they're not. They're totally not. Totally not. So let's talk about the future of Xbox. I got 15 minutes to talk about this. Let's do it. Yeah, Asha Sharma, she's the new CEO. I hope she does well, man, because I always want to see companies do well. Like I want to see video game companies do well, because who wins? Ultimately, we do. And I hope she goes in there. I hope she does take serious account of, hey, we need to see an identity of Xbox. We need to see the true ecosystem of Xbox. We need to see a console from Xbox, an actual console. And I hope she hears this. I hope she sees this. I hope she sees what other people are saying. Define Xbox again. Now they can't reverse course in terms of Fable going to PlayStation and Forza going to PlayStation and Halo going to PlayStation. Those games are going to PlayStation. But when there's a brand new Halo game, mainline Halo game coming out, that stays on Xbox. Forza's gone. I mean, Forza could come back, but there's not going to be another Forza for a while. If there's another Fable game after this, there's a Fable sequel, it needs to stay on Xbox. It needs to stay on Xbox. I'll read your comments, Jared. Fortnite does it right. Yeah, free game, gives you the option to buy skins. Yeah, which is cosmetic. And they do a good job in the sense of, like, it's good marketing because they get a lot of cool stuff. You can be Sabrina Carpenter, you know. I mean, hey man, can you be a Dua Lipa? Shoot, I might have to get on Fortnite. V-Bucks, yeah. It's too late for Xbox. Jared, you're throwing in some good stuff, man. Is it really too late for Xbox? And maybe that's what the reports are saying today. Like, she's just steering the ship until the ship sinks. And is it too late? Did they overindulge in getting Bethesda and getting Activision Blizzard? Did they overindulge? Matt Booty said it. I can't manage all these teams. We kind of are seeing the downfall of Xbox, because if you look at how many games got canceled, Perfect Dark, Scalebound, it's a terrible time. And I say it all again. We're gonna go all the way back to 2014. You messed it up. You focused on the wrong things. You thought that, gaming was gonna be something different, but gamers want games. Gamers want games. Do I feel deep down that it's too late for Xbox and the worst is gonna happen? I think the optimist in my body is saying that Xbox has to turn it around. Like, I don't want to live in a world where Xbox is just kind of making games in the background and there's no Xbox console. I feel like that would be detrimental to the gaming industry, and I don't really like that. I don't like a future like that. I hope that, because Sharma, she can't do it herself. Asha can't do it herself. It's the people above. If she feels like, hey, we need to start bringing the exclusives back, we need to dial back on Game Pass, still making an option as part of our ecosystem, as part of who we are now as Xbox. But we got to dial it back. Like, we can't keep putting, things like that. If she starts doing stuff like that and Microsoft let her cook, and the higher ups are letting her cook, maybe we can get something out of this. Maybe we can see a better Xbox. But right now, Xbox is definitely turning into a third-party publisher. Or it is now. It is a third-party publisher at this point. I feel like Microsoft would be better if they stopped making consoles and just make games, to be honest. And that's what I was just talking about. It's like, and that's because you feel like Xbox is gone. I don't want to think that way. You could be right. I guess the next 18 months for Xbox is going to be very pivotal. What is Asha going to bring that's different, that Sarah Bond did, that Phil Spencer did? What is her and Matt Booty's like whole thing going to be now? Where are we going with Xbox now? And the future ain't looking too good. Some of the near future stuff, like Fable's going to sell really well. Halo's probably going to sell really well. Do you use that as a base to kind of back you to do more in the future? I don't know. I would hate it too, but Xbox is bleeding money. Yeah, it's yeah. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. And I don't know. It seems like it gets worse, as you were talking about earlier, Jared. It seems like it gets worse. It's gotten worse. Like we were talking about, I remember years ago we were talking about Xbox doesn't have exclusives. Now we're talking about Xbox could probably be going under, and Xbox might not be a console company anymore. It might just be a third party publisher. And I don't know. It's a lot. She has a lot on her plate. Microsoft have a lot on their plate. I hope that the sunsetting thing isn't real. I really hope it's just scaremongering, really. But they did dip their hands way too hard. Sarah Bond finishing up that Activision Blizzard deal. Something had to happen with Activision Blizzard, by the way, because the guy that was in charge, I mean, he's still in charge, but isn't he in the Epstein files? Like he's a terrible person. And that company was being ran really weird. If you look at everything that was going on with like ex coworkers and stuff like that, we won't get too deep into it, but like that company was ran really bad. Something needed to happen. But Xbox, they bought a lot of developers. They bought a lot of companies. They didn't even buy just Bethesda. They bought the whole what is it called? ZeniMax Studios. Jesus me, like spend money. They thought spend money to make money, and they're just not in that position like that. Maybe they should have stopped at getting a few developers, not 16 of them, going for Bethesda. You could have just worked with Bethesda with like, if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, you have little rewards you get if you are an Xbox player. They could have did that with like how PlayStation did with Destiny, but of course, like I think didn't PlayStation buy Destiny Bungie. Marathon looks dope. By the way, I want to play Marathon. It's tough. It's a tough situation. Like, what is Xbox main pitch to make you buy an Xbox, dude? The first half of your question. Hold on. My Xbox has sat there for. I'm looking at it right now. It is sat there for 3 months and I haven't touched it, and that's because I'm kind of mad at them with the Game Pass stuff, moving it up to $30 a month. Kind of mad at them for that, so I was like, I'm not gonna. I canceled mine and didn't even touch it, but I will touch it at some point. My Xbox, I will play it at some point. I'll probably play MLB on it or something. I'll definitely play Forza on it. The exclusives that I think that should be exclusives, I'll play on it. Nintendo, you can play on the go, true, and Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, which is also always awesome. They always have those to back them up. They can remaster them and print money. PlayStation, you got God of War, Spider-Man, etc. Yeah, exactly. That's why they're shooting themselves in the foot. There is no exclusives on Xbox at the moment. Unless they say, hey, here goes a brand new mainline Halo. It's only on Xbox. But why would they do that when a brand new mainline Fable game? Well, it's a reboot of Fable. It's going to PlayStation. Mainline Forza game, going to PlayStation. Like, there's no reason. You might as well just have a PlayStation, a PC, and a Nintendo Switch. And I was afraid of this. I was so mad when I heard that Halo was coming to PlayStation. I will never, and by the way, I will say it here, I will keep this damn Xbox because it's the Xbox Series X, and I paid only like $400 for it. I'm never going to play Halo on PlayStation. I'm never going to play Fable on PlayStation. Unless it exclusively goes to PlayStation, but I doubt it will. It'll be available for something else. It'll be available for on PC. It'll be available on Xbox. I would rather just play it on Xbox because I just can't. I can't. It will feel weird, and I'm just tribalistic in that way. But look at PlayStation. Is Xbox ever going to get God of War? Never. Never. That would never happen. Never happen. That would be bananas. I know a couple years ago, it was weird to say Halo was going to be on PlayStation, but I'd never. Last of Us, never. Maybe on PC. I feel like PC is a common ground, but like, no, you'll never see Xbox get God of War. Stuff like that. Closing opinions here, Jared, me, anybody else? Look, first opinion, I've been watching spring training. The Dodgers might three-peat. Don't come back to that and say in a couple of months and get that off of me and clip that up. Don't say that. Some games should be on everything, but your main 4 or 5 games should be exclusives. Yeah, let's talk about exclusives for a second for the next 5 minutes. You're right. I think that you do have your third parties, but also I do think you need to have a few exclusives, like to make your console stand out, to make your console desirable. I feel like our society is so inclusive, which it should be. Like we should be including everybody, regardless of your race, gender, sexual orientation. We should be including everybody, and we're trying to link that with video games. We're trying to sync that ideology in video games too, but we're doing it in the wrong way. There should be exclusivity amongst PlayStation and Xbox just to create that diversion in identity and to create competition amongst each other. They need to be competing. You know, Nintendo should be on their own little Japanese island, having fun, you know, making Pokemon games and games that are and exclusives that are sometimes better than both consoles. But Xbox and PlayStation should always be going head to head. It just seems like right now they're throwing in the towel and they're just saying we need the money over competition. I don't like it. I don't like where Xbox is going. I think we talked about that already. It is not looking good. And the situation just doesn't look good. Can Asuka change it? Not overnight. Can she change it by herself? No. It's going to take a lot, but what she's doing so far, like I said in the beginning, she's only 4 days in charge. The best thing she can do is listen. And I think, let me look up real quick before we get off here. Thank you guys so much for all you guys joining us on the Seoul Dojo podcast. We do this bi-weekly. The other week I usually do SGL Press Pass, which is always fun because we have Mike Knox and Brandon on there. Let me look at Asha's X account real quick and what she was talking about. So here are her 3 commitments. She said, great games, which great. Okay. Return of Xbox. Okay. Future of play. So these are the things she kind of outlined in her blog post, and she talked a little bit about these things. I kind of forgot what she was saying. I did read it. Everything must in first, great games. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovate gameplay, and creative excellence. Yeah, of course. Again, she's gonna say all the right stuff. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and to the developers who build expansive universes. Like, again, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like, she didn't say, hey, we're reinvesting back in our exclusives and our Xbox gaming division. She didn't say any of that. The future of play. We are here to witness the invention. The reinvention of play. To meet the moment, we will invest in new business models and new ways to play and learning and leaning into what we have already. So we got to see. It sucks that we're talking about Xbox in this light, but we will see. PlayStation is the NFL, Xbox is the XFL. Or PlayStation is the WWE, Xbox is AEW. Playing the same sport, but the product isn't the same. Very true. Very true. It isn't. And PlayStation has always been so close to chest about their properties. They would never they didn't even want to do crossplay. If you guys remember this, they didn't even want to do crossplay. Xbox. I knew you're gonna come with some Xbox is better than AEW. That's saying a lot. Dude, you really hate AEW. That is hilarious. But you don't like the game. The AEW product is okay. Xbox, I mean, PlayStation was like, look, we'll roll out crossplay in our own way because we don't know about having this on our console. So, yeah. Dude, that went by so quick. Jared, thank you so much for being in the comments. I know I had a few people watching who just didn't jump in the comments or whatever, which is fine. We have a few people watching. I love when people watch live. I love when you guys get interactive into the comments and into the chat. Gives me something to talk about. I would have just rambled on by myself, honestly. I've done it before. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Seoul Dojo Gaming channel. We're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys subscribe to Sports Gamers Online if you haven't. We have our membership, YouTube membership over there if you're not a member yet. You can follow me on X at Curtis at Kurt from the Dojo. I'm always posting stuff on there, keeping you guys up to date with like the video game world, what's going on in the industry, giving my own opinion. I want to hear yours. I've always loved interacting in the comments. They're great. You can follow me on Instagram also, Curtis.videogames, where I post reels and stuff, funny stuff. Right now I have a really funny one about Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, which was a Sega game that was developed by the people that developed Sonic, but it was on GameCube. Really a niche kind of game there that kind of got washed away. People don't really remember that game much, but it did come out. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the Seoul Dojo, follow me on X, and I will talk to you guys later. everything AEW sucks. I know it, man. I'll give you a star for that. And look, man, I gotta go eat. Enjoy my night. And you guys enjoy your night. Thank you. And sorry. Follow us on Spotify also. I keep forgetting about Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify on tomorrow, which I'll have it up on Spotify, follow us. We do this bi-weekly. I'll check you guys later, all right? Peace.